The Giver.
Science fiction. Science fiction, often called sci-fi, is a genre of fiction literature whose content is imaginative but based in science. So, while the storylines and elements of science fiction stories are imaginary, they are usually possible according to science, or at least plausible. Some of their characteristics are that it relies heavily on scientific facts, theories, and principles as support for its settings. If it's really according to science, it would be classified like hard science fiction, and if it isn't, it's classified like soft science fiction. Its themes are normally futuristic, like space travels, intelligent robots, virtual reality, apocalypses, etc. It have different scenes. It could be here in Earth, in space, or in another invented world. They used to invent new words for places, names, or things, or give them another meaning or way, like they released in The Giver. There are many distinguished science fiction books, like The War of the Worlds, written by H.G. Wells and published in 1898, where an alien invasion is the main theme. We have Done So, written by Frank Herbert in 1865, or a classic, Fahrenheit 1451, by Ray Bradbury, where there is a society where books are prohibited and there exist firefighters who have to burn all the books. Besides books, there are a lot of authors really recognized for their book, some like H.G. Wells or Ray Bradbury that we mentioned before. But there is another famous writer that have many distinguished science fiction books, Jules Verne. Verne is a French novelist recognized for his science fiction books like Around the World in 80 Days, Journey to the Center of the Earth, 20,000 Leagues, among others. He is also known to have made predictions about the future in his books, like the electric submarines in his novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or like the helicopter in his novel Robert the Conductor, where he is praised above with propellers on the mast.
Biography. Lois Ann Hammersberg was born on March 20, 1937. She was born in Hawaii and moved to New York, where she started school. She is the middle child of three, her older sister Helen and her little brother John. She was a solitary child that always was reading books and living in her own world. When the war began, her dad went overseas and she moved to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, where she finished elementary school. After finishing 6th grade, she moved to Tokyo. She graduated from high school in New York City. She married at 19 with a naval officer, and they have 4 children. She divorced in 1977 when she was 40. Then she met Martin and they spent 30 years together. Martin died in 2011. Now she lives with Howard Corp. Books she has written. Lois Lowry has written more than 40 books for children and teenagers. Her top 10 books are 1. The Giver, 2. Number the Stars, 3. Gathering Glue, 4. Messenger, 5. A Summer to Die, 6. Gossamer, 7. The Silent Boy, 8. Anastasia Krumnik, 9. The Willoughbys, 10. All About Sam. How is the giver related with her life? Lois Lowry said in the Newbery Medal acceptance speech that she used experiences of her life to write this book. When she lived in an Americanized community in Tokyo, there was a Japanese community, where everything was foreign to her. Lois used these experiences to create the community of the giver, and the elsewhere would be what is outside that community in Japan. Lois represented the situation between her father and her mother with Jonas and the giver. That is to say, her mother was in a bad health situation but conserving her memories, and her father was in a good health situation but not conserving his memories. And her mother shared her memories with her husband as it happens in the history. To sum up, this is the way in which the author's life is connected with the story The Giver.
The giver themes, the individual versus society. Jonas' community is founded on the idea of sameness, the elimination of difference in its members in order to achieve this sameness. Individualism is discouraged and rules and discipline matter most. Jonas learned from an early age that both breaking rules and being different is considered shameful. Freedom and choice. In Jonas' community, no one made choice. All choices about the community were made in the distant past when Samenes was created, and any additional change involved painful, slow, bureaucratic procedure. Feeling and emotion. The people of Jonas' community don't understand genuine emotion of pain because their lifestyle allow no opportunity to experience it. Birth mothers are not allowed to raise their own children, sex is forbidden, and sexual urge medicated away. Adults are not allowed to choose their own spouse. Identical twins are not both allowed to survive because they will be too close emotionally. And memories, sometimes in the past, Jonah community decided to give up their memories in order to eliminate the pain and recreate the game with them. They were trying to create a totally peaceful and harmonious society without conflict, war, or hate by the elimination emotion entirely.
Blue eyes and what this means in the novel or what tried to symbolize. We can see that Jonas, the giver, and Gabriel all have one thing in common, that all stand out in the community because of their blue eyes. This difference shows the impossibility of the community's effort to control nature completely, no matter how hard it tries. They cannot control the color of the eyes of the community. In addition, the fact that only the characters with blue eyes are able to see color and to receive memories suggests that it is only those who are different who are able to notice the different in others. Other symbol that we have in the novel and we can explain is the snow-covered hill. The hill for Jonas represents a gateway to elsewhere. Riding a red sled down the hill is his first memory and his first awareness of the color red. It signifies his realization that outside his community there is a world without sameness. Through memories of the hill, Jonas learned the relationship between joy and pain. Without pain, the joy cannot exist, and without joy, the pain cannot exist. Without one, the other cannot exist. And for the last, we have the river. The river forms a border of the community before continuing on to elsewhere. As a border, the river comes to symbolize escape. Crossing the river means leaving the community. Also, the river symbolizes the danger that means try to escape of the community to go elsewhere.
The Giver alternative ending. After the fall, Jonas woke up lost in a hospital bed, surrounded by people with white clothes. He wondered, how had he ended up there? Where was he? What was that place? And more importantly, where was Gabriel?
Where is Gabriel? Gabriel, where are you?
Good morning, young boy. I'm your medic, Dr. Smith. I would like to know how do you feel after your accident. Are you okay?
No, let me go. Let me go, I'm not a criminal, let me go.
You know that I'm trying to help you. You look confused. I would really like to know what happened to you. You looked very dehydrated and your skin was so hurt. I need to know where you came from. If you can remember
Let
something,
me go, I'm not a criminal, let me go.
please answer. If you don't answer my question, I won't be able to help you.
He didn't get an answer, so he ran desperately, shouting Gabriel's name.
Gabriel, where are you?
Jonas heard a very familiar cry and ran towards it while he was being chased. He got to a room with large windows and saw Gabriel crying in a small crib. He was about to grab him when he suddenly felt that he was being held, so he noticed he wouldn't be able to escape.
Hey, let him alone. Jonas, come to my office.
A tall young woman took Jonas to a different place, darker but more welcoming. He was still confused, but something about the woman was familiar for him.
Sorry for that bad time, Jonas. My name is Rosemary and I'm the leader of this community.
I think I know you. No, it's impossible. Are you Rosemary?
Yes, I am.
Where I am, what is this place? It's like...
This place is the second community. I created this after I was released. Here, all the people have all the memories that your giver have. We found you faint in the end of the mountain with a baby. How did you found our community?
I was escaped from my community and I went to mountain. From there, I don't remember anything.
But why you run away?
I had run away to save Gabriel. It's my responsibility now.
You know everything about your community?
What are you talking about?
The elders isolate the community to experience a new society with it. They took your memories, separated you from your mother, killed the people who are old or have problems, and a lot more. They are very bad people, Jonas. I escaped because I released what they were doing. With my father, we pretend my release and I create this new community.
Jonas couldn't believe what he just heard. He was perplexed, not knowing what to say, until after some minutes he decided to speak.
I can't believe it. My entire life was a lie. And my family, how it's possible? The elders were using us all the time and nobody did anything. We need to save my community. We have to finish them.
Think about it, Jonas. It's very risky.
He began to breathe heavily as he was walking from one side of the room to the opposite one again and again. He stopped suddenly and, like out of nowhere, the expression on his face changed to one that Rosemary couldn't identify.
I don't care anything. I'm going to save my family and my friends. If you don't want to come with me, I don't care.
Okay. I don't think that my father sent you for no purpose. And it's time for this to end.
In the next few days, Rosemary and Jonas planned ways to get into the community so they can try to defeat the elders. They studied maps, asked all members of the community anything they could know about it, and after a week, they were completely ready.
Okay, this is the plan. We're going to enter to a central, and then I will warn everyone to evacuate the community using the speakers.
It was the first time Jonas had got on a plane, and that'd be so one up close. They were in a small and quiet place, so they could avoid calling attention to the community. It was dark at night, and they were about to reach the walls of the city. Jonas noticed his hand and quickly went to a hidden door in a wall
Jonas, we
followed
are already on
by
the ground.
Rosemary and
It's
two
up
soldiers.
to you to do your part.
They entered through the door that led them to a corridor of green lights with several doors in it. Quickly, they opened all of them until they found a room full of cameras, microphones, and control tables. Jonas went right to the microphone connected to the community speakers and he started to talk.
Listen to me. Everyone, this is important. Everyone has to evacuate now. No time for explanations. Follow the people wearing black clothes, now.
Jonas ran through the hallway until he found a door that made him get into the community. He kept running and saw everyone at the community following Rosemary agents, but also turning around to look at him. When he got to his family house, the door had still closed, and when he opened it, he saw one of the elders standing in the living room, and his family was laying on the floor.
Jonas, finally. I have been waiting for you. That voice of a scared child. I will listen to miles and miles. And like any scared child, you come back home.
And child, tell us, please, tell us why you come here. Why you come back home. For save your parents or to make sure that I'll die.
I returned to save the community and to end with you.
It wasn't so easy. There is another problem. The fire that you and your girlfriend make is consuming everything. And later, you and your people say that we are the problem. But the real problem is your people and you, Jonas.
Don't start with your jokes. Just get out of the way.
Oh man, you know what is for a child like you ruin the work of my life? Everything I have made is fading away because of you.
I'm not to blame for everything you did.
If you don't join with me, I don't have another option. I have to kill you for the future of the community, for the future of the next generation.
The elder jumped to Jonas and they were struggling while trying to push each other. Until the moment Jonas could kick the man away and he ended up hurt on the porch.
Stay with me. We can make big things together. Think about this. We can make a new civilization, a one place where we can be honest. Just imagine.
Let us go. This whole experiment is over. We will not be your test subjects anymore. And everyone deserves to remember.
Last chance, Jonas. Think about this. With only my side, we will not only win civilization, we will outspare your parents' life. and we will able to be a family again.
I could never join you. The best community possible is one where you're not, and with no lies. We were never a family. I don't want to be in a family that lies all the time. We just want to be free. This is over.
I promise that I will find you and destroy you and everything you love, Jonas. You lost your only chance to survive, and all for a girl who will leave you at the end.
Shut up!
As grabbed Lily's hand and ran away from the house with his parents, he turned around and saw the fire everywhere. Then his house fell into pieces with all the memories in there. At this moment in the story, he thought the elder was dead, but they saw him run away from the community. However, he forgot about the man and went home with his family.